So, I was going for my walk this morning, and I have a quick note. These birds. Check out the ducks. What I was thinking is this water and how this little river here is man-made. I see them drain it and clean it out, and the water comes back with the rains. It's attached to this watering system. I'll show you the hole. Well, what I was thinking is, it's freezing out here. And these birds are on a higher frequency. You know, their genetics. Sitting in water, and how the water moves, even though it's cold, it takes a certain degree to freeze it. It's constant movement. So it's cold out here. And this water, this man-made river, provides a little bit of what they need. So all on one end, we destroyed the path that they had that was natural. Even though they're a higher frequency, they're so subjugated to the world around them. Good day, beloved. I can't see who anyone is. I see no names or anything. But these are, I was just thinking about how these birds are on a higher frequency by genetics. And looking at this water that they're sitting in. And I am cold. But that's my design. And these birds, they fly. They're on a different frequency. But yet they're still using the man-made river. How one thing is off, you don't have a path for these birds. Some they do every day. And they're so vulnerable. But yet they're still on a higher frequency. There's a balance to everything. And I was just peeping that this morning. Good day, Rain. Much love to you and yours. Just checking these birds. They're so pretty. Can you imagine having to sit in a puddle of water? To me, that would be horrible. But we think that animals don't think. But seeing how birds are on a higher frequency, what they say, how will we know? They say the crazy person doesn't really know they're crazy. If we're not on a higher frequency, how will we know? Because they seem pretty smart to me. And knowing what we know about genetics and frequency, vibration, I'm just peeping how high their frequency is to be able to sit in water. Even though that's what they're made to do. They can fly, but they're still subjugated to what is available in the environment. And their normal rhythms and patterns, like these birds, pretty much, you know where they be going back and forth to. Everything has a rhythm and a pattern, regardless of what frequency it's on. So, oh, here's the hole. It's electric. I had to. See, they're looking at me like, I'm so glad I'm not here. Okay. All right, so that was just it, just checking the different vibes, you know, how I'm cold. I'm cold. And I'm looking at these freaking birds and their genetics. Oh, they're so pretty. Sitting in water. Serious? Imagine if you were a bird. Thank you. I am enjoying. They're so pretty. Ooh. And I don't believe that birds are stupid at all. You know, there's a difference between, I was thinking about this recently, instincts and fight or flight kind of thing, reflexes. Like somebody steps in your foot and you say, ow. A bee buzzes by your ear and you flinch. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up and feels creepy and you smack it because you know, maybe it's a microscopic organism or something, or just the wind, but sometimes that happens, you know, reflexes. And even reflux. And involuntary bodily responses also, you know. I was thinking about that stuff. What would it be like to be a bird? You're welcome. Majahid. I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm usually terrible with that, but I'm working on it. Yeah, our creator is awesome. Yeah, this biology stuff, right? Involuntary bodily responses. That would be, I'm thinking body clock, thinking rhythms and patterns and stuff, right? Like we are all on a set, like a clock. These birds do one thing, and then they do another thing, and then they do another thing, and then they do another thing, you know, throughout the day. Right? So, we humans, I mean, we don't control normally. We don't control our body functions, like our heartbeat and our GI tract, you know, what your kidneys are doing. We've been desensitized and we don't connect, nor do we think that we are allowed to connect. Like we don't even fathom that you can actually connect to your body parts on a deeper level. And the yogis be going in, you know. Doing stuff like changing your body temperature and heart rates and states of consciousness involves changing that thing that they say that's on this clock, right? That body clock, your organs that are on the body clock. Check out Chinese body clock or even body clock, where like your organs have different times of the day that they release and they detoxify and they repair. So that's a difference in perception. This is the kind of stuff that I be thinking about on my own when I'm walking or just sitting. It's not babble because it's not nothing. And even babble is not nothing, it's something. Don't get me started with the energy never dies, it only transfers. Like, I was gonna take the bus, but I decided to walk. I like to exercise my little ankles. Aren't they pretty? Sexy. Ooh. There's a lot of ways you can, I was gonna say kill more than one bird with a stone or some crazy stupid saying like that, but not, no. I couldn't think of anything else. There's many ways that you can embed things and utilize your time to get more than one thing done, like what I'm doing now. But I gotta speed up because I'm losing my body heat and temperature because, what do you call that? Is that your circadian rhythms? My body temperature and my rhythms is definitely different than a bird. Although they look really cool and sexy and daring and like all the things that I imagine myself being. Birds are like the coolest, one of the coolest things on the planet. And they're so mysterious. You ever notice they seem to freaking disappear at night? And you hardly even hear them after a certain time. And you know they ain't sleeping. They're just sitting up there quiet, like all their activity is now. And yeah, so I don't believe that they're stupid. That's where the involuntary stuff came in. Like they see me walking right now and decided to move. But there's other times when I'm around birds and they're familiar with me and they will decide not to move. Or there's other times that birds are familiar with the environment, like say pigeons in New York. And you can feed them all day because they've gotten familiar. Is that stupidness? Okay, because if you bring those birds to another place, maybe China, they might not be willing to, to do that. I'm just kidding. Picking on China. I don't know if they like pigeon meat. The culture dynamics are really funny because we don't mind eating pigs and chickens and cows. India would be pissed about the cow, and we're freaking out about China's dog. But yet here in America we eat a lot of stuff. We just don't want to know about it. As I'm coming up on the food court. Yeah. Yeah. So if birds are so stupid, how come it is that they know how to move out the freaking way? How is it that they know when and where and how to move out of the way? They learn their environments, just like part of us is on some kind of a rhythm, a time clock, so they say. But yet yogis can prove that that changes when you change your meditative state, you can deliberately change different parts of your body with training, which means that can be altered. Which brings me to the question that I always had about that freaking body clock and how we have time savings. Now, if we have time savings, just like they say that the calendar that we have now is not really the right time. And so we have this daylight savings time. So how do we know? I mean, if your liver or your kidney is supposed to be decharging or repairing itself at a particular time, right? How did that freaking stop or change because you had daylight savings time? Like, I'm trying to figure that. And knowing what we know now about people being able to tamper with certain things. Even be able to naturally, for holistic reasons, beneficial reasons, like the people who meditate and are able to change their states of consciousness and control their different bodily organs and functions and stuff, which are attached to the zodiac sign and the planets and stuff like that, right? Perception. Not everything is what it seems, and everything they told us, they be lying. You gotta like actually turn those little wheels and those brain cells and kind of like put some smoke on it. So I've been walking and sitting and thinking, nah, birds can't be stupid. We want to just think. And then why would the gods, why would our ancestors, why would people use a freaking zodiac that we learned from animals? We humans learn from the activities of animals. Who is Thor? Isn't a bird deity? The nature. So we have permanistic traits, we have animalistic traits. Permanistic. Does that just mean devious? Or does that just mean innate? Like stuff we don't realize. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I was thinking about rhythms and bodily functions and how they're messing with that zodiac. How we be thinking backwards and upside down. Look at that bull with a bird with wings on it. Yeah, so this is the food court. You definitely feel things different when you walk up in this piece if you deal with energy. Respects. I'm glad I'm aware because I wouldn't want to be unaware up in here. Might come out here feeling exhausted instead of revived. So, yeah, just being aware of ourselves and our energy and how we're interacting with the world around us, you know. It's funny, right? So there are certain human, you know, certain populations. Hi, sis, Angelica, I love you. That are being compared to animals, you know, like our zodiac sign, you know, like certain cultural dynamics are being compared to animals. And I was just thinking when I saw those birds sitting in that water and cold, from my perspective, I don't want to be sitting in the water and the cold doesn't seem like a good idea to me. But I'm really glad that I have clothing and I can get to some clothes and stuff. Imagine if you couldn't make your own shoes and you didn't have clothes and it was cold like this. So, yeah, I was like grateful for the coat, right? And then I thought, what if that lake wasn't there? And I thought of times in past where Connecticut has went through on the cleaning in the morning time. Connecticut has went through some changes. Walk over this way. I want to show you this. So Connecticut went through some changes over the years. I'm saying 40 years ago, we had a problem with the birds. 30 years ago, the birds was missing. It's only been the last maybe 5-6 years I've actually heard a woodpecker. I used to hear them all the time when I was little. Can you imagine hearing certain birds all the time when you were a child, and then all of a sudden they... Excuse me. Yeah, we got interrupted. Yeah, so when I was a child, I used to hear certain sounds of certain animals all the time. Like there was fireflies, you would hear the crickets, the woodpeckers, stuff like that, owls. All the time here in Connecticut. A normal part of the sounds. Just like this is a normal man-made sound in the morning, this is their rhythm. They're going to clean up the spot, have all the machinery out, empty the garbage cans, stuff before people get in. This is what I'm walking towards. There's some buildings that hold in frequencies and feelings and stuff, like you can feel it. And you know, don't mess around, you'll be like Charlie Brown. Pay respects. Can you feel it? That is not playing. And then this building here, my insides is like screaming when I come upon this. But yet my ancestors tell me I'm covered. So, still trying to figure things out. But there's a respect here that I'm told isn't normally given. But it must be given because of who we are. So yeah, there's certain cultural dynamics that are being equated to animals. But yet, spiritually, on another plane, we're being given much respect and much love. And we give it back. Because there's a lot of things that we don't know. We're just going by what we're told. Like that body clock thing. You know what I'm saying? But yet, in the world around us, there are people who know our rhythms and know who we are and know what our needs are, and they will either prepare and make a way, you know, like the birds in the river and the bridge that I was on when I was talking, or they can be knocked out of their thing, like, you know, we didn't know, maybe we didn't learn, maybe they just didn't care. When all those birds, just like with Easter Island, just like with Easter Island, they cut down trees. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, so Easter Island, they cut down trees and they built those big statues in order to change the metabolic field, for lack of better words, right? Because they knew about patterns and stuff. Anything that ordinary people around them didn't know, like a yogi knows how to control their bodily systems, which means they probably have knowledge of the planetary systems. You know what I'm saying? So we build things when we learn things. We build ourselves up. Or we can tear ourselves down. But it's all a part of the learning. Because energy never dies. It only transforms itself. So, I suppose we have a choice on how we want to transform ourselves. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'm going to end this. I guess I better return that phone call. That kept calling me. It must be so important. All right. Much love to you and yours. I'm going to finish my walk. I'm a little bit more warmer now. I'm out. Thank you for joining me. Much love, family. I'm out.